Hey folks, it's me, Chris, and I wanted to take a few seconds of your time to talk about this awesome new opportunity that we've been presented with for all of our lovely listeners. We can now offer you all a 1-month free trial from audible.com, allowing you full access to a vast library of audiobooks to choose from. As I mentioned earlier, the trial is completely free, and all you have to do is visit audibletrial.com/GHS and follow the instructions to sign up for a free membership today. We hope you guys enjoy Audible just as much as we do, and thanks for your time. Alright, dude, on that note, let's jump into the nerd news and kick it to the next level. Dude, I believe you have this first news piece.
I have the first piece of news. Give me 2 seconds whilst I open this page up.
I mean, I will. I don't know if the listeners will. Will you guys? It's like Blue's Clues. Like, you know, we're like, can we help? Can we listen and wait for Adnan? Okay, great. Like those kid shows where, you
know. Right. So some very interesting news Chris found, which was kind of like, for its entertainment value, quite interesting to talk about. So on Monday, Sony will be hosting a recruitment event in Guildford, England, and it has invited everyone at Lionhead Studios to come along. Lionhead Studios is owned by Microsoft, but it seems likely that Microsoft will be shutting down the studio, joining Press Play Studios in Denmark. Lionhead was co-founded and formerly led by Peter Molyneux. It is well known for creating the Fable series. However, Microsoft also announced on Monday that working on the upcoming Fable Legends has now ceased. Sony reached out to employees of Lionhead via the PlayStation Jobs Twitter account, saying that there will be people from all of its European game studios at the event available to chat. And that's the story. So we might even see some David Cage there, doing those Lionhead people some great help.
What do you think of Ellen Page? Do you like her? Because if you do, you can join me. And they're like, I mean, she's nice. I enjoy her work. But do you like her? You must like her. That is the beginning. Then if you love her, you can become me, the CEO. But this is just, I mean, I know we're not gonna talk too much about this, but isn't this such a funny PS to last week's topic?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is though as well, like, as kind of these redundancies happen in the industry, and you have experienced people who are working on Fable Legends, which was a supposedly a big Xbox One title,
right.
Yeah, and you have very talented people. Why wouldn't you enlist them? It's like exactly. As soon as Kojima got taken off Konami, he probably got approached by hundreds of people, and Sony obviously were there,
dude, yes,
waiting in the wings to chat with him.
Like one man's trash is another man's treasure, man. I mean,
perfect.
and Kojima's not trash at all. He's like brilliant, but Konami's just, I don't know, they're drunk right now. But yeah, so kind of funny, man. We'll see. Sony's just gobbling. They're like the Disney of developers right now. They're just taking everything Disney's getting like Marvel, Star Wars, all this. Like fucking PlayStation's like Lionheads. Pew! Like I could do them tonight. Like they're like the guy at the bar that can get with any lady.
They're gonna ride that nuke into history.
Yeah, totally, man. They're kicking ass. All right, well, jumping into our next piece of news. Well, this is not really a news piece. It's more of a rumor that's been kind of like making the rounds, but an interesting one all the same, which is why we wanted to cover it. So, big rumor, apparently Devil May Cry 5 is possibly in development, and Dante and Nero, characters from previous entries in the series, are looking to set to return for DMC5. So the rumor states that Capcom is currently working on a 5th installment in its hack-and-slash Devil May Cry series, according to murmurs originating from gameblog.fr. So the French publication notes that a number of independent sources have confirmed to the site that Devil May Cry 5 is indeed in the pipeline, though it didn't go into further details on the subject. Speculation regarding Dante's return has gathered pace following actors Johnny Yong Bosch and Ruben Langdon, who portrayed Nero and Dante respectively, posted a snapshot of the pair in motion capture suits on Facebook. That's interesting. So, and then perhaps unsurprisingly, the image had been swiftly removed following that. So it definitely adds, the article states it definitely adds fuel to the fire that Capcom might be doing that. Um, dude, and to give you guys kind of a bit of backstory, the last Devil May Cry game was the reboot
Ninja
DMC.
Fairies.
What happened?
No, sorry, Ninja Fairies.
Yeah, Ninja Theory's reboot, DMC Devil May Cry. Which, and prior to that, we had Devil May Cry, 1 through 4. Dude, this is interesting because, recently Capcom did do a remaster of Devil May Cry 4 for like PS4 and PC and Xbox One, but then they also released the DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition, like another remaster. So, what's your take on this, man? Personally, I would love to have a Devil May Cry 5. I actually like DMC, but I would be totally cool with them dropping it and just going back to the core series.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that series. I really personally liked Ninja Fairies DMC, much to the despair of a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It
I
just
loved
felt,
it. I loved it for the record. It was so
yeah,
fucking well made.
it was so much more simpler and less convoluted than what it was in that ridiculous other one. Because I think before that, prior to that, I think I finished like 2 DMCs, and like 4 was like completely horrible. It was just like it was literally playing the game and then playing it again when you do the same second half of the missions with Dante.
Right.
So I don't understand why they're doing it, but then again, I can understand why they probably got rid of Ninja Theory because of the backlash, and they want to probably, spend more time making games for nostalgia and appealing to the older audience and getting less money because it's Capcom and have a very futile strategy in that kind of sense. But personally, it would also make sense as well because they did release the definitive edition, the DMC4 definitive edition.
Right.
So maybe that was the kind of start that they were thinking about, maybe reigniting 5 in the project. But I personally wouldn't buy it because I thought 4 was really almost catastrophically abysmal when I was playing it back in whenever it was.
I think it was like 08, I think,
It was,
right? Or something?
yeah, it was cool, but I also appreciate what Ninja Theory did with the artwork design and how like ridiculous it was because it's DMC and the characters were just like really well fitted, and like I loved Ninja Theory's idea of like when you're in limbo and all the other kind of concepts of the enemies and the design and artwork. It was really, really sweet from English Studio to do something like that.
Yeah.
But
I think it got a lot of shit because of the reboot status. I think if that had just been Devil May Cry 5, and if they just, it wasn't a reboot, it was just part 5, and you played as Dante, but all the level designs were still there, which wouldn't make sense, but whatever. I think people would have liked it more, to be honest.
oh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
And I think it deserves it. It was dude, I agree with you. It was a fantastic fucking game. And, I mean, I don't know, dude. For me, I have enjoyed all of them except for Devil May Cry 2. I hated that game. I think everyone else did too. 4 was pretty good. I actually preferred playing as Nero than Dante, ironically, because he's the series veteran. But I loved how they basically gave Nero's abilities to Dante in the reboot, while not making it too push down and shit. So yeah, I mean, I'm all for it, man. I'd be curious to see, maybe at E3 they'll announce something, and that'd be curious. I mean, E3's, well, it's not right around the corner, but it's a couple of months away, so maybe something's stewing, something's the shit pot's done cooking, and now they're giving us the good stuff. Well, all right, for our next news piece, again a quick one, nothing really too elaborate, but the developers Oddworld Inhabitants have detailed the next game they're making, which is going to be a remake of Abe's Exodus. So basically, they're doing exactly what they did with Abe's Odyssey, which, if you all remember, Oddworld Abe's Odyssey was a PlayStation game for PS1, and I think it was like last year or maybe 2 years ago, I can't remember, they remade the game from the ground up and made Oddworld new and tasty, which I thought was phenomenal, by the way. Actually, Adam and I we played the game. I personally thought it was fucking great, and I thought it was a really nice, remake. Well, they're doing the same thing with the sequel, Abe's Exodus, which was also released on the original PlayStation, and the remake is going to be titled Oddworld Soulstorm, and it's going to be co-developed by Oddworld Inhabitants and Freema Studios. And that's pretty much it. There is a quote from the series creator, Lauren Lanning. He said that Soulstorm will be the quote-unquote the deeper, darker, and more sinister story that we never got to tell, end quote. So pretty fucking interesting. No platforms have been announced, but it'll probably be PS4, Xbox One, PC, stuff like that. But the game is slated to release in late 2017. So don't hold your breath. It's gonna be a while till that comes out. It's gonna be like peaking around 2018 by the time it comes out. But yeah, dude, I'm pretty excited about it. I really enjoyed New and Tasty. So
Hmm. Yeah, I was not a fan of like it. I really didn't understand it. I kind of like got frustrated and threw my controller out the window, and stopped playing because I was just like, "What the hell is this?" Like, just it was really winding me up at one point, and I think maybe if I go back to it, I might appeal to it. But yeah, good news. I enjoy
yeah,
it.
it's good
I like
stuff.
hearing stuff like that. Yeah.
Speaking of games that don't make you want to throw, actually, we weren't even talking about that.
Yeah.
But why don't you take this next piece, dude?
Yeah. Now we're in my fucking street.
You are
So we
captain
had.
now. Look at Adnan, he is
Look
captain.
at me. So yeah, big news came in as well this week, which was the Coalition announced on Thursday an official launch date for Gears of War 4's highly anticipated beta.
Ooh.
So, posting on the Gears of War website, the Coalition's Adam Fletcher revealed that, quote, early access, end quote, for the beta will begin on April 18. Early access for the beta is only available to those players who bought Gears of War Ultimate Edition. The Coalition, who previously stated that the cut-off date for registering a place on the forthcoming beta was March 1st, has now extended the deadline for Ultimate Edition owners to April 11th at 11 p.m. PDT. Qualifying for the early beta can be done through either the Xbox One version of the Ultimate Edition or the recently released PC version, the Coalition confirmed in its post. While Gears of War fans can actually earn a place on the beta by simply playing the PC version of the Ultimate Edition, it's worth noting that the Gears of War 4 beta is exclusive to Xbox One. And according to the Coalition, early access codes will be sent out in waves to Ultimate Edition players. The beta in its entirety will be extended to all Xbox Live Gold members from April 24th, with it finally coming to a close on May 1st.
Wow.
So yeah.
So we get an extra week, or right? Like if you have
Yeah.
Ultimate Edition. Nice, man.
Yeah, I remember the Gears of War 3 beta was very similar. That if you how did you get into it now? There's some kind of requirement. I think you got early access beta into it,
Right.
and then they opened up to the public afterwards. But they did the same thing with the Ultimate Edition. Like they announced Ultimate Edition at E3 last year, and then within the week they opened up the public beta for a game that was coming out in August. I love the Coalition. Like Rod Ferguson at the helm. Like this game is going to be very sweet. Like it's just
super smart, by the way, that they're doing the beta now so early in the year, because like they
Yeah.
can actually use the data that they're getting from this to the game. Because I always hate it when they have a beta like the month before a game comes out, because I'm like, dude, you're not gonna do much with that information. I mean, sure, you're gonna exactly, yeah. So like, this is great, man. This makes me feel like the Coalition is gonna get this information and be like, all right, great, let's see what we can do to make Gears of War 4 better.
Well, I remember because when I was playing Gears of War 3 in its heyday, like I remember playing the beta, and like Ferguson was really active on Twitter at the point, and he's asking people questions because like one of the biggest issues was sawing off shotgun and a couple of other weapons as well.
Right.
And from that, they amended it because they did the same thing with the Ultimate Edition. Because if I remember correctly, the beta you could pick up people's human shields in the multiplayer.
Oh shit!
And then they removed that feature from the main game because people really wanted kind of old school Gears, like what it is meant to be Gears. Because that was a Gears of War 2 feature.
That's smart. That's cool, man. That I like that when developers kind of reach out and shit. It just makes it so much more personal.
But yeah, they will be very active though. The entire Coalition though on the forums, because they were like the Epic Games was the exact same with Gears of War 3. They were really active in the forums when the beta was going on.
Yeah,
taking a lot of feedback. But the beta in itself suggests that the game is very much nearing its complete. It will hit the holiday, the fall 2016 window it's meant to hit.
Yeah,
because it is Microsoft's big game, and there's very little chance of being a delay on this game.
I hope so, man, because that is going to be like a sweet fucking Xbox One game to play this holiday. So, or fall, right?
Tell me.
So cool, man. Maybe I could log in, get my ass handed to me by you, and try it out. And
I'll be on the same team. I'll carry you.
All right, well, moving on for our news, we have another kind of like a small piece of news to just quickly kind of go over. So this one's kind of interesting. So Tequila Works, the developers, have reacquired the rights to Rhyme from Sony. So to kind of give you guys, let's flash back here a little bit, guys. So, Gamescom 2013, an awesome looking PlayStation 4 exclusive was announced. It kind of looks like the baby of, if you get the bright art style of Wind Waker, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and you combine it with the simplicity of Ico, the PS2 game. That's kind of what this game looks like. And it was called Rime, and it was announced Gamescom 2013, PlayStation 4 exclusive, was never spoken about since. It's been like down and quiet and whatever. The only time I think it was ever spoken about was last October. Shuhei Yoshida said, "Oh no, it's still totally in development." That's it. Well, Tequila Works confirmed they've acquired the rights to its adventure game from Sony, meaning that more than likely this game will not be developed not be distributed or anything like that from Sony, and two, I don't think it's going to be a PS4 exclusive anymore. I really think that this is going to be maybe also released on Xbox One, or it's going to be more of a multi-plat game now at this point. But so basically that's the announcement, and I hope we get to hear more from it, man, because it looks like a phenomenal game. But yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting news for it to even surface this.
Yeah.
I think within reason, Sony probably thinks that it is worth losing something like this.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're...
In itself, in the popular demand, it has fallen off the thing. Yeah. I even forgot this game was in development, or it was, like in just general, this game existed as an idea.
I actually confused it with Everybody's Gone to the Rapture for some reason. I confused them, because they were both announced the same Gamescom, to give you an idea, and that Everybody Gone to the Rapture has already came out, and Rhyme's still nothing. So yeah, something happened there. That's weird. Something... happened with them, but I'm glad that it's still in development. I mean, supposedly, hopefully it'll come out. It's a really beautiful looking game. I recommend you guys check out the trailer from the only one that came out 3 years ago. But dude, why don't you close us out from gaming news with this last gaming news piece?
So, big news. For the biggest announcement that was meant to be coming this year has finally happened.
Yeah.
So, at a media event during the Game Developers Conference 2016, Sony confirmed that PlayStation VR will cost $399 and €399 and £349 sterling, and is available in October 2016. So, inside the box, PS VR will include the headset itself, a processor unit, a VR headset connection cable, HDMI and USB cables, headphones, and a power supply. Everyone who purchases PlayStation VR will be able to download the Playroom in VR for free, which includes 6 family-friendly mini-games. Sony UK confirmed on Twitter that PlayStation VR requires the PlayStation camera to use, which is not included in the box and is available separately for $59. PlayStation Move controllers will also need to be purchased separately, so the expenses are continuing. Sony added that 50 games will be available for PlayStation VR this year, and that more than 230 developers are currently working on PS VR projects, quote, from smaller independent teams to larger studios at the industry's top publishers, end quote. A PS VR exclusive Star Wars Battlefront game was also announced. In addition to all the other news, PlayStation VR will also include a cinematic mode, quote, which lets users enjoy a variety of content on a large virtual screen while wearing the headset, end quote, according to Sony. Cinematic mode will support standard PS4 games plus videos and will allow users to, quote, enjoy 360-degree photos and videos that are captured by devices such as cameras on PSVR via PS4 media player, which will let them feel as if they are physically inside the captured scene. Wow. Andrew House added, and I quote, ever since we unveiled PSVR during the 2014 Game Developers Conference, we've received tremendous response from gamers and developers alike. To make sure that we are able to prepare and deliver enough units of PSVR and a wide variety of software titles to consumers worldwide, we've decided to launch PSVR in October 2016. For those who are looking forward to its launch, we would like to thank everyone for their patience and continued support. We are beyond excited to deliver consumers the most amazing experience that PSVR has to offer. End quote. Project Morpheus, Chris. You know that thing it was called once.
Yeah,
By the way, I
and
prefer Project Morpheus. Just
it
to
just
say,
reminds me of the
as much as
Matrix.
I enjoyed Project Natal as well.
Dude, holy fuck. I'm so mixed with this because, okay, as a product, PlayStation VR seems and looks so fucking cool. Like it's a really sexy ass looking device, man. And it just seems in theory they could do so much with it, and it would be something really cool. But man, at the same time, dude, for some reason, I'm getting these really weird vibes. I'm seeing like some of the games that they're releasing and some of the stuff, and it just kind of reminds me of when the PlayStation Move came out, and like we had all these like games that turned out to later be kind of like not shovelware, but a little bit boring and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of worried that this is going to end up turning out to be a fluke. Like we're going to be played like goddamn fiddles. But at the same time, it seems really cool. I mean, me personally, I cannot afford $400 right now. I have the camera and I have Move controllers, so I'm set for that. But I can't afford to get the actual headset at the moment. I think I mean, if anything, if I was still interested a few years from now, maybe I'll wait until like a price cut. But unless they announce a really kick-ass game for it, at the moment, dude, I think I'm gonna pass. It's not really anything I really want to buy right now.
hmm Yeah, it's expensive hardware. More for the fact that when people keep saying it's $349, that's good.
Mhm.
You take into consideration PlayStation Camera and PS Move has to be included in that.
Yeah,
So you're hitting about $450, which in itself is more of an expensive techware than you think, because you're not paying just $350 for it, unless you obviously own the other stuff. But that those extra little things that Sony's taken away from the boxing of that device
yeah.
has
That just to give
stripped
it
away
that, yeah,
has
to give it
stripped away
that
the cost,
price.
like it did with the PS4 at the beginning, where the camera was optional. Like it stripped away a
Right.
portion of the price cost. So that is something to take into account, because it is a very expensive piece of hardware still.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got potential. It's got good ideas. Like, Sony is leading the charge now with it, because it is still cheaper than Rift and Vive. I'm just very interested to see how far they go with this. How far they go with, because my only problem is I can buy it on the first day and then they do what they do with the Vita and pull the plug halfway down the road.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
like
man,
what's
yeah.
because the PS4 is going to be that big, the big block that's supporting. They don't necessarily have to support the accessories. PlayStation Move was another example where that was going to be a
Yeah.
big thing, and then they just dropped off that. They're like, no, well,
There's
we forgot.
been, yeah, Sony, I mean, just like with everybody else, Sony is not like, non-accustomed to having failures. Like Microsoft had Kinect on Xbox One, that kind of like failed. And yeah, the VR could very well be, a failure. Especially with, I mean, again, that $400 price point seems sweet, but then when you, like you said, when you really start looking into it, it becomes really $460 because you need the camera, and then oh, what's this? I need Move controllers too, and what are those, like $30 each or something, or I think they're $60. So like
Yeah,
it becomes $500, and all of a sudden it's just like Oculus Rift, and
yeah.
it's not so much of a difference.
The price just keeps adding up. That's the main
Yeah.
thing.
It's more suited for people who happen to own that already. Then in that case, oh sweet, I'm just spending $400. Because yeah, if you have the camera and you have everything else. So yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm very curious about it. I'm very, very curious about it. I remember, what is it? Hideo Kojima was like, "Oh, I'm not going to use VR in my next game. That's on PS4." And I'm like, "Okay, so that's one thing. That's Kojima's not involved, so I don't care." Because I love Kojima a lot. But also, there's not really big like games. Like I haven't there's not like a Resident Evil or a Metal Gear or a anything big that's announced for it. Like back in the day, you would get a console get announced or an add-on would get announced, and there'd be something that would back it up that made you want to buy it. So, yeah, dude. I mean, I know this is our classic thing, but we'll see. I mean, it's
Yeah,
definitely
it's very early days to say anything about it, because
yeah,
pre-orders just go live for it. But it is kind of one of those things to be very careful what we tread with this kind of subject.
yeah.
I'm still thinking it's very expensive, considering everything that you have to buy the additional attachments and everything else.
Yeah.
But hey,
But cool, at least we finally have the details. October, $400, kinda, and we don't know the launch games yet, but can't be any worse than Oculus Rift. Their launch games suck. Um, But all right. Well, I guess we'll right now shift gears to our other side of the coin of news. We got some movies and TV stuff prepared for you guys. I know Adnan, I believe you have a small piece lined up for us.
Indeed. So, Netflix and Marvel Entertainment have officially announced that everyone's favorite hero for hire will be making his way to Netflix later this year, as Marvel's Luke Cage will premiere this September 30th on the streaming service. Um, After a sabotage experiment leaves him with super strength and unbreakable skin, Luke Cage becomes a fugitive trying to rebuild his life in modern day Harlem, New York City, but he's soon pulled out of the shadows and must fight a battle for the heart of his city, forcing him to confront a past he has tried to bury. But yeah, there's not much I think really here except for the fact that it's the day. Yeah, basically just the day.
Yeah, that's cool though. I'm happy they're by the way, for the record, I had Adnan do this just because of Luke Cage. I love the way he's like I asked him to, can he do it? Because it's like it reminds him of Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage wins. Flawless victory.
But this is fantastic, man. I mean, not like you said, not much to say, but pretty cool that what's the word? That they have a date now. So you have set what is it tomorrow at the time of this recording? Tomorrow Daredevil starts, so that's pretty fun, and we have something else to look forward to, Luke Cage. So definitely looking forward to that. That'll be pretty cool. I liked him. I thought he was a cool character on Jessica Jones. So
yeah, he's a cool character. I think he's really cool. Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
yeah,
There's potential behind it.
it's cool stuff. But dude, speaking of more cool stuff, I believe you have this next piece as well.
Yeah. So another news, gaming slash TV crossover. So PlayStation Vue is going out across the US. The PlayStation blog detailed the new quote slim multi-channel plans end quote for the television streaming device and DVR service. Access Slim will run for a $30 a month and offer more than 55 live cables and sports channels. Core Slim features the same channels plus quote national and regional sports networks end quote for $35 a month. Finally, Elite Slim add quote movies and entertainment channels end quote for $45. The total number of stations is more than 100. Previously, Sony launched PlayStation Vue only in select cities with a different, more expensive set of channels planned. The newly announced Slim options are available only in new markets, quote, and will offer all of the same live cable channels as the standard PlayStation Vue plans, end quote. Finally, Fox, ABC, and NBC will be offering video on demand only content, with CBS coming up on board only in select cities, as well as at later dates.
That's man, let me tell you, I kind of underestimated PlayStation Vue. $45 a month for movie and entertainment channels and all that? That's way less than what I'm paying for cable. Holy shit.
Well, you're going to have to give me more context on this because this makes like literally 0 sense to me, this entire thing, because we don't have Vue and the service.
I'm not really, I don't know much of it, but on paper it seems really cool. But that's awesome. That's cool, man. So yeah, there you guys go. If any of you guys listening, by the way, have PlayStation Vue, let us know. Like how is that? Is it any good? Luke Cage. I don't know. Tell us something.
It sounds interesting, but I can't really get commented too much because I don't really know my TV stuff. I mean, American TV is hugely different from what I normally expect.
It's I'll tell you this right now: $45 a month for what they're offering. That's their premium service. That is way cheaper than what I'm paying for. I have Xfinity. They do my internet and my cable, and that's significantly cheaper. Like we pay in the hundreds, like low hundreds though, like not like 200 or anything, for that and internet because it's just the plan that we have, the channels we want, and we don't have movie channels by the way, with that we don't have like HBO or anything. Well, I think we do have HBO. I don't know, I have no idea anymore. We've made changes to our bills lately. I don't fucking know. But cool. So there you go. PlayStation Vue seems really neat. All right. Well, we have two more movie pieces, so we'll just dive right into them. So first of the two left, so Iron Man 4 is unlikely, according to Robert Downey Jr. So according to Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man 4 probably isn't quote unquote in the cards. The actor will appear in Captain America: Civil War, which is what he describes as quote his Iron Man 4 end quote. So basically, Robert Downey Jr. is signed on through Avengers: Infinity War. And speaking to USA Today, the actor said that after Captain America: Civil War, quote, "It's back to the thing we all recognize. Everything pulls over to the side of the road when the thunder of an Avengers thing comes through, because that's how it is until it changes, if it changes." End quote. So basically, to give you guys an idea, Robert Downey Jr. when he first signed on to make movies with Marvel, it was a 4-picture deal. And the 4-picture deal was for an Iron Man trilogy and the Avengers. They made Iron Man, became a huge success, did Iron Man 2, did the Avengers, and then they did Iron Man 3. And after that, his contract was over. He technically didn't have to do any more movies. So they paid him, I think it was like double what
A
he
lot.
got. Yeah, it was like a lot more for what he got in his initial plans. And it was this time only for 2 movies. And it was for Avengers Age of Ultron and Avengers Infinity Wars, both parts. So it encompassed both those movies. And what happened was they wanted him for Civil War, so they made a side deal, like a one-off deal, where he signed on to do Civil War. So now that Civil War is done, it's about to come out in like 2 months or something. Yeah, it's back to what the fuck is next? Like, what's going to be his next movie? And apparently he's saying that they're not going to do an Iron Man 4. I'm not too surprised, to be honest, man. I really feel what's going to end up happening is, so Infinity Wars is going to come out, and it's going to be an epic as fuck 2-parter Avengers movie. And I think after that, they're honestly going to put Tony Stark to rest for a little bit. And I think he's going to reemerge as a like a new actor playing him. And I think from there they'll move on with the the Iron Man series, and maybe do a proper Mandarin story or something like that. But that's my personal take on it. That's what I think is going to happen.
Mhm. Yeah, it's high gamble, especially with how big the Avengers is. They can't really lose him in the midst of everything that's happened, because like having a high profile style walk and not doing a fourth, like just saying that a fourth Iron Man movie is not going to happen, it can kind of have really bad connotations.
Yeah.
Because maybe he eventually makes a U-turn and wants to do one. You'd rather just keep it bottled up to the point where, like, maybe a few days before he's going to leave or something, then you'd be like, yeah, we're not doing a fourth Iron Man movie.
Yeah, I
You have to
mean,
have very damage control over the entire thing. Can't just let him be very vocal about everything.
yeah, I mean the vibe. I mean, he's apparently saying that in his mind, Civil War doubles as an Iron Man 4, which I can kind of see, I guess, because it seems like he's going to be a big part of that. Um, I don't know. I can't really pass judgment. I'll see Civil War. I'll tell you one thing though, dude. Iron Man 2 and 3 sucked. The only good Iron Man movie was the
I don't
first
mind
one.
too. I like Scarlett Johansson.
2, yeah, 2 was okay. I think it was for what it was. It was a fun movie, right? But like 3, like I did not like 3 at all. I thought it was a very odd way to start off Phase 2, like kind of on the wrong foot. But he works well with others, so maybe Civil War will feel like Iron Man 4, and we'll be like
Mhm.
satiated from that, and it'll be enough. So, oh, we'll see. I mean, there's the MCU really. If a character doesn't get his own movie, it's like, guess what, dude? You're still gonna see that character. Look at the Hulk. He's only had one movie, and we've seen him already like 3 times going on. He's going to be in Thor now, so it's this whole thing. But cool, interesting news. All right, so into our last news piece before we wrap it up and head into our last segment of the show. So the young Han Solo actor search is down to final short list of actors. So basically, earlier this year, or I think it was last year, I can't remember, but there was a potential list of actors who were up for the role of young Han Solo, and apparently that list has it's now a short list. It's shorter, and it's down to about 5 people. The 5 people are Alden. Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher this guy's name. Ehrenreich. I butchered it. Sorry. Who recently appeared in Hail Caesar. Jack Rayner, who recently appeared in Transformers: Age of Extinction. And Taylor. No, hold on. Tyrone, sorry. Egerton, who appeared in Kingsman: The Secret Service. I think he was the main star of that film. And also Blake Jenner, who was in Everybody Wants Some, and Jake O'Connell, who was in Unbroken, are among the final contenders. So this is the final five from a long list of actors that Disney started looking out. Reportedly, they went through 2,500 actors, either met with the studio or put themselves on tape for the role. So holy shit. But anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much the news. Movie's going to be directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who did the Lego Movie, and it's going to be written by Lawrence Kasdan, who wrote Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens, and his son John Kasdan. They're going to co-write the movie together, and it's set to come out May 25th, 2018. One of the rare Disney Star Wars movies that's actually coming out in May. But it's supposed to be the film that centers on Han Solo, and as we reported last week, it's also going to show, I guess, the origin of how he met Chewbacca as well. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not really... I think the Kingsman guy kind of looks like he could do the role, but I don't know, man. I'm not down with this list, to be honest. I really still feel that... and I sound like a broken record. I've said this so many times, but I really do feel that Anthony Ingruber... who, if you guys have not seen him, Google him now. I think he would be an He looks like Harrison Ford when he was younger. He sounds like Harrison Ford, and he's a good actor. Like, I've seen some of his stuff online. He does great impersonations. He does great, accents, voices, and he was in that movie Age of Adeline, where he played the Harrison Ford's character at a younger age, and he did a great job. So, but dude, what's your take on all this? This big news that kind of came out.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really comment too much. I'm not really too excited about a Han Solo movie, but it's interesting to hear about it. Yeah,
I mean, it's true. There's not much.
It's hard for me to, yeah.
Yeah, it's just it is what it is. These are the options, and it's like, well, we'll see. Like, hopefully, the guy gets picked is the man for the job.